Hello everyone, welcome to Musings at Daybreak. This is our fifth session in this series. As previously I mentioned about it, that musing is a reflection or contemplation about a topic. It's a dialogue with oneself for self-clarification. You allow your intuition, knowledge and experiences to guide you to a better understanding of an issue. By sharing these musings, I am inviting you to reflect and form your own ideas. I do not seek to provide you with some warm and fuzzy inspiration or some right answers. These musings are to prompt your own thinking and to help you enlighten your own views. They may even show you a new direction to a more satisfying life. Our today's topic is knowledge and wisdom. As usual, we will elaborate differences between the concepts of knowledge and wisdom, and then we will see the importance of this understanding in our lives. Knowledge is meaningful information. The knowledge may consist of information about ourselves, others, or our world. For instance, we are going through a pandemic currently. My friend has started a new business, and Siberia is the part of Russia are examples of knowledge. We may or may not utilize this knowledge for a purpose depending upon how much we are sure about its validity. Our opinion about different matters continuously changes based on our current knowledge. Consequently, something we believe is good today based on new tomorrow we may consider it not useful anymore. What we used to dislike yesterday becomes acceptable tomorrow. So we live in a flux of views based on our knowledge. It is not too long before we need to change our minds. The lifespan of our most views is a few months or sometimes a few days. A common way we try to mitigate our uncertainty of information is to obtain more information about the issue. However, this approach becomes disappointing also. We find ourselves soon with another pile of information which again fails to make any sense for us. A rigorous way of acquiring knowledge is through a scientific approach. That is, check out the theory and assumptions of the proposed view, carry out observations and experiments, and then decide to accept or reject it. But this approach is lengthy and has many limitations. Life is spontaneous and dynamic. We cannot wait and verify every piece of knowledge before acting upon it. Therefore, this approach is not feasible in our day-to-day life. Now, if we cannot fully trust our ever-changing knowledge, what else could help us in living our lives? That thing is our wisdom. Let's see what wisdom is and how it is different from knowledge. Wisdom is the ability of discernment, making correct judgments and decisions. It is an intangible quality gained through knowledge, observation, and experiences of our lives and examining others' lives. Unlike knowledge, wisdom is often timeless. It is not subject to change with new knowledge. It may even be passed down generation to generation in the form of common sayings, quotes, aphorisms, and proverbs. For example, a common proverb such as one stitch in time saves nine remind us of disadvantage of procrastination. Two inscriptions on Apollo's temple at Delphi in ancient Greece, know thyself and nothing in excess, have been providing us wisdom for centuries. The first reminds us to recognize our strengths and weaknesses and then make the best use of them. The second, nothing in excess, tells us that we should always exercise self-control, temperance, and avoid extremes. Now, unlike knowledge, which we acquire externally, the source of wisdom is inside us. It is not something we can learn in school. A person has to achieve wisdom themselves through introspection, reflection, and intuition. Wisdom is the understanding that goes beyond knowledge and allows us to make sense of the knowledge and provide its application in our lives. Insights of wisdom affect the quality of our choices, pursuits, and our relationship with others. It eventually molds our identity and overall character. Wisdom makes us humble because it makes us aware of how much we don't know. It makes us tolerant of uncertainties, how to deal with difficult situations, and how to get along well with others. Finally, wisdom provides us the means of living a good life. The critical question now is, do we need more knowledge or wisdom in today's world? Dazzled by ever-growing new knowledge, we have almost completely forgotten the role of wisdom in our lives. We have assumed that science and technology would solve all our problems, but they have not. On the contrary, they have increased our problem. Despite the plethora of information, we feel lost and don't know how to relate with others, how to treat animals, and how to protect our environment from total destruction. As Bertrand Russell said, every increase in knowledge requires an increase in wisdom. But the Juggernaut of knowledge has trampled our wisdom and now threatens our happiness, welfare, and even survival. We desperately need wisdom today. It is not the function of the knowledge to provide the values that allow us to decide which options to act upon. Such answers come from wisdom. Wisdom tells us not only what should we do, but it tells us also what we should not do. As Confucius told us centuries ago, by three methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. Our materialism and technological hubris takes us every day closer to disharmony and chaos. It is time for us to slow down, reflect, and learn from our mistakes. We should go deep inside and call upon our inner wisdom to guide us. However, if we refuse to change our ways, one day time will force us to wise up, but it may not be a very pleasant process. Therefore, we should ask ourselves the following questions. Do we need more knowledge or more wisdom today? Today we live in the abundance of knowledge and shortage of wisdom. In the words of T.S. Eliot, we should ask, where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? Second question, are we doing things that are conducive to cultivating wisdom in our life? We need to slow down, stop being fussy about trivial things, declutter our lives, and let our values guide us, because that's the way of wisdom. And finally, do we understand the meaning of living well and happy life? Only by giving meaning to our knowledge through wisdom will allow us to live well and flourish happiness in our lives. That's all I have, folks. Until we see each other again, live wisely and live well, and happy musings. Thank you very much.